How's it going, everybody? Luke here again, bringing you another video from Mr. FBA UK. Right, today what we are going to talk about is Transferwise.com. Now, as you can see from the screen in front of me, is buy bank fees and hello world. It basically is a middleman, sort of like a middleman for how to gain more money back instead of just withdrawing your euros into your GBP account through Amazon. So obviously at the moment a lot of people will just set up their UK bank with the UK, Germany, France, Spain and Italy, yeah? And you just withdraw. And it gives you an exchange rate as whatever it is, and you just get that money in your account, and it goes in pounds. And you don't really know what the rate is, you just click a button and it's done. Now, over Q4, like when the sales are just going crazy, even in Europe, yes, Europe won't be huge, it's not going to be anything, crazy amazing, like you're not going to make thousands of pounds like a week or anything, but you'll make some decent money. You will on all marketplaces, and you want to be making sure you retain as much profit, especially over Q4, because usually over the rest of the year, definitely with sort of Spain, you might think, oh, I can't be bothered to sort of make an extra little bit here and there because it's not worth me my time. But over Q4 it definitely is, because just over 3 months you could save yourself hundreds of pounds just by doing like half an hour's work. So all you would need to do is sign up with Transferwise. I basically register as either a limited company, sole trader. I think I've got myself and my business, and I'll explain exactly how it works. So as you can see, you can send, receive, and have debit card here. I've literally just got a normal. I literally just got a normal account. Yeah, no cards, nothing. Just literally like an online virtual account or whatever you want to call it. Registers under my business name and myself by accident, I think. And I've then just added my UK bank. And what you can do on here, it's very simple. You sign up. You go through verification, which is literally just send your passport off or other form of ID, and like a bank statement. Get verified. Doesn't take more than a couple of days, and to sign up it takes what, 5-10 minutes. And you can then send your euro payments. So, for example, I was just going to go. I was just looking through some of my euro payments, and you can see here each like handful of days that are definitely back then. There's nothing special. So I basically, as an example, I was gonna let's see, I was gonna grab this one. So we're gonna grab these, and everyone knows since the fees went up in, is it August for Europe? The fees went up. Like people's sales are just, they're still there. Like I still do a few pre-Q4 as this. I do still a few thousand, maybe £3,000 to £5,000 in sales over Europe, but compared to UK now, it's really not that much. And over Q4, maybe I'll do 15 to 20 grand in sales, maybe. Because last year I did £10,000 in sales, so that's how I'm doing. And I'm trying to double everything I'm doing. So I'm gonna give you an example and show you exactly how this is beneficial using my projected. Actually, let's not say double because the fees went up. So that's how I'm gonna do about 15k. So instead of doing double, I'm just gonna do another like 50% on top because of the fees. I'm not going to do as many sales probably. So you can see here, this is a statement from my Germany account. Yeah, Germany. I withdrew. This is only like what, a month ago. I mean, look, it's an example. You can see that's the sales I did, and the fees are like more than half. So their fees that they took off me were like over 50%, just on fees. So you have to be really careful with Europe. You can reprice on Europe, but you've got to be very careful because the reprices don't really give you 100% accuracy on their fee calculation breakdown. And what I've done is I've literally had to just pull off like the transaction view for like, let's say the whole of October, and then manually see what I actually made, and then manually just double check the fees and compare it to, like, I use BQL and compare it to BQL. So we can see, anyway, back to business. You can see here I withdrew 246 euros and I retained, back to my business, I retained this much. This is what would have hit my bank account, okay? and you can also hover just here and it will say the exchange rate. And yes, this takes say 3 days, so 3 to 5 days. It normally takes 3 days. So if I like for example, I withdraw from more marketplaces on a Sunday night at about 11, 10, 11. Depends if I'm busy. If I'll just do it a bit earlier if I'm doing something or whatever. It doesn't really matter because it's all going to come to me at some point. And then that means the bank will probably be a BACS, meaning it will be sent on the Monday, which then takes 2 working days. So Monday isn't a working day in itself, it has to take 1 day. So Monday to Tuesday is 1 day, and then Tuesday to Wednesday, I think that's pretty much how it was. Even though it says 3 to 5 days, it is sort of 3 to 5 days because it's physical days, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But in terms of like when you send money, you actually send it across the days, if you get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, and I know people, newer sellers, it takes longer for them to get their money. I get all of my money that is cleared. There's nothing in pending or held or balance or anything like that. I get 100% of my money. So literally, if I make a sale today and it completes, it goes straight into my balance, and tonight I can withdraw it with whatever else is cleared, and then tomorrow I can go and, as long as it's once in every 24 hours, I can then withdraw again in all marketplaces, and I always have, I think. I don't know, it was so long ago. So I'm going to just basically do a breakdown example of how much you could save, and it's hundreds of pounds. Not for every account, of course, and obviously every seller, but in this example, this is going to be like a Q4 example. This is what I'm doing, because obviously the rest of the year you're not going to be making as much money across Europe, but in Q4, like, I've already gone over a couple of ways how to make £750 for free through complete savings over Christmas, because you're probably going to spend more than £2,500 a month, and that would be 10%, and you get 10% on complete savings, which is then £250 a month. That's the limit. So you would make over 3 months £750, and that only takes a few weeks to clear into your bank as well. So you don't have to wait, like with complete top cashback, you have to wait maybe 3 to 6 months. This is weeks. So by mid-January, you've got that 750 if you've done it properly. And I've got a video on it that I've done. You can go back and see it if you want, just to see that. And combined with this, combined with the other things I've got, it's all adding up now. And like it almost gets to the point where it's like overall, it's thousands by doing all these little things. Some people think, oh, it's just one thing, but you add them all up together. And would you not want 1.5, 2 grand just by doing like a day's work, like in total, like all the little things I've sort of said? You get 1 to 2 grand extra. It's just, that's like a month's salary. Anyway, let's do the example. So you can see, I'm not going to go into my actual account, but basically, because there's no point, I can explain it all on here. But the value here, I've basically gone, and this isn't the bank account it ends in anymore. I basically created my Transferwise account, and then you can add a Euro account, I think, for free. You just add it, and then you get your bank details, or whatever, like IBAN, Swift code, and all that. And then it basically asks you to add it in. So, like, when you add to card, and then I basically make my primary European card as the one that Transferwise gives me. So now everything I transfer from this request transfer goes straight to my European bank on Transferwise, and so I now don't get this. It sends the euros, and I get exactly the same euros. So this will go into my Transferwise account, and then from there I can then send to my GBP or pound account, and it's instant. So it's like PayPal. If you send most of the time now, you send money by PayPal, within 10 minutes, it's 5 minutes, it's there. I've never really seen otherwise. So this would be so basically it doesn't take any longer. All you've got to do is you've got to do one extra thing, which is then send it from Transferwise to your bank instead of just appearing in your bank. So you've got to obviously go on the Transferwise and do it rather than just see what's in the bank. But for the sake of like logging on 1 minute, clicking 2 buttons, another 2 minutes, and you get extra money. So we're going to go ahead and here. Okay, so we're going to do it on a small scale, and this is what I'm going to explain. That a lot of people will probably be not that bothered by it, and I'm going to explain why that's wrong and you should be. So we're going to type in 246 euros. That's what we're sending. That's what would go into my. That's basically what I'm withdrawing. So let's say we're sending that. How much would I get? Now you can see here. There's a breakdown of if you want it fast, you can get it through that way. If you want it low, you know, and always just do the low, because I think you're not actually ever sending money from a debit or credit card. It's going to go automatically into here, and then you're going to send money from your account or balance, because it's going to be in the Transferwise account. So you'd always actually be paying the lower fee. And you can see here 215.23. So just so we can see the actual difference, I did it earlier just to check. And we're going to minus what I actually got. So this is what I'd be getting by doing a couple more minutes work. Once I've obviously signed up and everything, a couple more minutes, I'll be getting that much. What I actually got was this. So I actually lost £3.11. And you might be thinking, oh, Jesus, Luke, what? This video is half an hour long, and I'm only saving £3.11. You know, what a waste of a video. But obviously, you've got how many marketplaces? Am I being stupid here? 4 marketplaces. So you've got 4 additional marketplaces. So this isn't just one. This could be, what was it, 311? That could be 12.44 every handful of what is this, week. So that, in theory, could just be, you know, 50 quid. Okay, so it's not huge. And thinking, well, that's still not enough. I don't really want to go through all that effort. But again, this is not Q4 transactions. Transactions in Q4. Well, I did 10 grand last year, so that's 5 times more than this. Only because I'm going off. So I'm doing about I did about 2,000 in like Germany. Recently, say I do 10. Actually, scrap that. What we're going to do, just to make it really simple, we're going to take this, and that is over a period of 8 days. So let's just say that if we were going to total 30 days. Try to get a monthly value out of this. We're looking at 3.75, meaning that's how many periods I would actually, if this is a period of 8 days, so I'd have 3.75 periods equaling a month. If you try to get what I'm trying to say, so I'm just trying to find a value attributed to it if you're looking for a month. Just go with it if it's confusing. So we're going to times that 3.75 by the 246. So a month's value at this rate is 922.50 in euros. So if we were looking at, like, if this was actually a month, this figure would be 922.50. And this figure would be, we're just doing the same thing, timesing by the 3.75. So we'll be in pounds. I know the exchange rate changes, but we're just doing an example. It doesn't change that, like, when it's this low in value, you don't see huge swings in actual pounds. It's more like pence per transaction. Okay, so this is pre. So that we've now got a value for a month. That's, say, of September. And if we were going to go off this, okay, I could then go, okay, so what would buy, if we're projecting a month, obviously it could be different than what I've given you, but I'm just doing it off of these figures. A month would be 922.50, and I would have received this £809.03 for just Germany, and just over September, which is not even Q4. This is just looking at September. And actually, if you went off this, just literally extrapolating that forward to cover a 30-day period, you would get £795.45p. That's how much I actually would have got. So if I went through Amazon. So I've made £13.58 in a month. Profit, well, profit, I guess it's my money anyway, but extra money just on Germany. So you've then got France, which might be about the same as Germany, and then the other two maybe half. So that's times that by 2 and then times by 1. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, it's about 30 quid. Okay, nothing's not 30 quid. Still 30 quid. You can pay for. What can you pay for? You know, you can get some. You could So you can pay for like Buybot Pro or FBA multi-tool for free. Basically, that's how that's how I'm looking at next year. Next year, I'm very much looking at streamlining, but also reducing my expenses and trying to almost get things paid for free, so that, you know, for example, by just doing this simple thing, I've now gained value or money, which is now going to cover something for me, which I wouldn't have been able to cover. So I'm now not paying anything, and I would have been paying. And I'm trying to do that with, say, the complete savings. That's £250, so that covers and you almost get to a point where you're still paying it out, but you're making it back, so you're paying out net £0 or more, or you're making money compared to what you were doing maybe this time last year. So that's sort of the mindset I'm going forward for next year. Okay, okay. So we're now looking. Okay, let's say we're going to now look at Q4. Now let's say Q4. I'm going to do £15,000 in sales overall marketplaces over 3 months. Now it's not very high, because I don't want to go too high, because I don't because of obviously the fee increases and stuff. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be higher. It could be. I'd say I'm aiming for 20 to 25, but I don't really want to. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to do it as an example. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about the actual figures, but I'd say it's going to be, well, for a month, I did about, let's say that the €922.50 that I mentioned before for the month of September. Let's say we're going to times that by 15, because I'm doing 15 grand. Yeah. So the sales, actually, what will I do? Just trying to think of the best way to give the most sort of accurate description. I'm trying to think of the quickest and easiest way to make it so I don't confuse things. Right, the way I'm going to do it to figure out 15 grand over Q4 over 3 months. This is just over Germany. Okay. Now, as this is the simplest way I can do it for now, without doing too many calculations. It's basically the amount of sales I'm doing is double what I get back. Okay. So if you look at 246 times the 2, it's basically half. So it's only out by about 3 and a bit euros, and that's just the easiest way we're going to do it to speed up and not make this video 50 million years long. So if I'm going to do 15 grand in sales, I probably will retain back in my amount of money half. That's how we're going to do it. See, if that was 15 grand, I'd probably receive half, give or take, back as a payment to myself over the 3 months. Okay, and we're going to just do that over the 15 grand I mentioned. Is my very generous estimation. It's a lower estimation, just because a lot of people might be doing about that as well, so it's just easier for people to maybe relate. So that means 7,500 is actually what I'm getting back here. Okay, as a sort of rule of thumb. So we're going to get the 7,500 here. Okay, so that's yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. So you can see here I'm getting 6,582.55. That's the amount of pounds I'd be getting back using Transferwise. Okay, right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to divide the 246 by the 7,500. Sorry, 7,500. Let me just do a calculation. Here we go. So we got 30.48. Sorry, just going off on one. 30.48. 240. So if you've got 246 euros, times that by the 30.48, you're getting your 7,500. That's so because obviously we want to find a representation of the pound that this would show if this was showing us the 15. I know half of you may be lost on what I'm saying, and I'm nearly getting lost myself, but I'm keeping in there. It's one of those videos where you plan it and then you don't want to sort of keep pausing it and doing calculations. It seems like you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm just trying to do it as I go. Okay, so now you get, so now I take the 212.12. Let's hope that actually comes out correctly when I actually compare. And we're going to times that amount by the 30.48. Okay. Yes, finally it came out correct. So the value I actually got that would be going into our account if you just withdrew from Amazon is 6,465.42p. Okay. Now I'm just going to show you what, just so you can see. That is the value you'd be getting over Q4. Yeah. And if you did it through Amazon, you'd be getting 6465. Now, just to show you the difference, the money that you're going to be gaining by using Transferwise, 6582.55 minus your 646.542, you're gaining difference over that is £117.13p just on that one marketplace, and being generous at the £15,000 sales through Germany over Christmas. Because, you know, I'm not basically my goal is to double everything. So really I should be using 20 grand, but because of the fees I'm just being careful. And you might do less, but that is 100, you know, let's just say France is the same, 117.30. Let's say then Italy is a half, £58.56, and let's say Spain is 25%, okay? Because sometimes Spain is not doing much for me, and sometimes it is. So let's just say that's £29.28. But add them all together, that comes to a total. And I know this is all just, you know, he said, she says. There's no like proof that this is actually going to be what it is. You might do different sales. The exchange rate might change, you know. But I'm just, you know, it's not going to be hugely out. Okay, it comes to a grand total of what you would gain through all the marketplaces, just in, let's say it's extra profit, because if you just left it, you'd be losing it. And yeah, it wouldn't be losing it as such because you're not paying out, but you would have that in the bank. So in a way you are, if you kind of get what I'm trying to say, you'd be making extra Christmas, you know, think about the extra Christmas chocolates you can get. I mean, I know what I'm like over Christmas. I spend so much money. I go out about 4,000 times, spend about £1 million. Yeah, and you know, because all your friends come back from this place, and before you know it, you're bankrupt. So that gives you a grand total profit or retained earnings of £322.10p. But that's to say 322 quid that you've gained now. And luckily that all those calculations actually came out right finally. I was worried for a minute that I'd be stuck and I would have to, I don't know, never post this video is what I would have to do, but luckily I came up with the answer. So you would actually gain, by using this as a rough basis, you would make £322 more by just signing up with Transferwise, just logging on. Just all you got to do is, once you've sort of set up this account, just go into your settings and then like your card, like your debit card section, and just change. You leave the UK as the same, the other marketplaces. Once you've done that, you signed up. All you got to do is click that, like you would do when you were doing it before. It would just jump to you. It would, you know, you log into Transferwise after 3 days, and when you know it should all come in within 3 days. So if you get your UK one in your bank, then go and check the Transferwise for your euros, and then you just click a button, send. It's all saved because you would have registered the businesses or the sole trader account or whatever pre login or when you sign up. And yeah, and within 20 minutes that would then be in the account as well. So you know, on the morning And you come to the end of Q4, and just by adding one little step in, a little bit more time at the beginning, was done that, a little extra step for an extra couple of minutes a day, or a couple of minutes every couple of days if you're doing it every couple of days, and you make £322 profit, or extra, or whatever you want to call it. You're still going to have it, and you could go, do whatever you want with that. Buy some, treat yourself to a new, I don't know, a real Christmas tree this year. Then go ahead. But get what I'm trying to say. And it's just all these little extras, like this £322 plus the £750 that you could get through complete savings. I mean, that's like £1,000 and a bit that a lot of people just wouldn't do, basically. Just without these videos, yes, it is. There are loads of people that know about these things, but not enough. I still see people now that don't even know what some of these things are, and they've been selling for a while. So I'm sure there's a lot of other people, and yeah, I'm just trying to provide what I feel is, and obviously there's going to be things that I don't know that others know, and I will hopefully get to that point and then be able to share with the people behind me that are still trying to learn. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that's exhausting. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll post a link for this, the website, just so you know, but it is transferwise.com. It's pretty simple. And I think, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You want any help maybe, or you want to ask questions about how to change some of Seller Central, because it was pretty straightforward, but when you're doing sensitive information like changing your bank and that, you got to be careful not to do something wrong, because yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. You got to be very, very careful when you're doing those things. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, and it's just another sort of piece of evidence to show that you really can make huge savings by implementing these little adjustments into your business. And definitely, if you're going to do it at any time, do it in Q4, and don't wait until after Q4 think, you know what, I should have done that. I've now done it in January, and now I've only gained like 20 quid. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Smash a thumbs up, little bell icon for to be notified whenever a video goes live, and I hope to see you on the next video.